Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA satellite channel. Here are tonight's top stories.
President Al-Alimi urges stronger international action against Iranian violations.
Cabinet condemns Iranian violations, approves institutional reform measures.
Security Committee reviews military readiness and condemns Iranian flight.
Welcome back. President of the Presidential Leadership Council, Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, called for stronger international action against Iranian interference in Yemen, following the arrival of an Iranian aircraft at Sana'a airport. During a meeting with the ambassadors of countries sponsoring Yemen's political process, the president described the flight operated by an aircraft linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard as a blatant violation of Yemen's sovereignty, international law, and relevant UN Security Council resolutions. President Al-Alimi urged the international community to strictly enforce UN sanctions, prevent the use of civilian airports and ports for transferring military experts or dual-use equipment, and strengthen oversight of financing and smuggling networks linked to the Houthi militia. He also called for an international investigation into the incident, calling for including the aircraft's cargo and reports that its trafficking system was switched off while flying over Yemeni airspace. The president stressed the need for tougher sanctions on the Houthis, increased political economic support for the internationally recognized government, and a stronger backing for efforts to restore state institutions, protect international shipping lanes, and combat terrorism. Al-Alimi said Yemen's crisis has become a direct challenge to the international order, warning that failure to respond decisively would encourage further violations and threaten regional and global security. He also reaffirmed the Presidential Leadership Council's commitment to a just and comprehensive peace based on agreed national, regional, and international references, while accusing the Houthi militia of repeatedly undermining peace initiatives and using ceasefires to strengthen its military capabilities.
President of the Presidential Leadership Council, Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, met with Consultation and Reconciliation Commission Chairman Mohammed Al-Ghaithi and the Commission's deputies to review national developments and its work program for the coming period. The meeting focused on the Commission's supporting role to the Presidential Leadership Council and efforts to strengthen national consensus in addressing current challenges. President Al-Alimi stressed the importance of the Commission fulfilling its responsibilities under the Declaration of the Transfer of Power, particularly in promoting unity among national political components, supporting state institutions, and advancing the transitional process. The President briefed the Commission on the latest political, security, and military developments, including continued Houthi escalation and what he described as repeated Iranian violations of international resolutions, citing the recent fight or flight carrying military experts and equipment to Houthi-controlled areas. He also reviewed government efforts to implement comprehensive reforms, advance economic recovery, and improve state revenues, praising the support provided by Saudi Arabia for these initiatives. President Al-Alimi further commended the achievements of Yemeni security and intelligence agencies in dismantling terrorist networks and foiling criminal plots, describing them as evidence of the growing capabilities of state institutions. He emphasized that the current phase requires a greater coordination among state institutions and supporting bodies to strengthen national unity, restore state institutions, and safeguarding progress in economic recovery.
Presidential Leadership Council member and Hadramaut Governor Salim Ahmed Al-Khambashi reviewed service delivery and development priorities during separate meetings in Mukalla. In a meeting with Al Cotton District Director Abdul Latif Al-Nakib, Al-Khambashi received a briefing on the overall situation of the district, including public services and key development needs. Discussions covered challenges facing local authorities and efforts to improve performance and maintain essential services, particularly in electricity, water, health, education, and roads. Al-Khambashi stressed the importance of strengthening coordination among relevant authorities to improve services and address citizen needs within available resources. In a separate meeting, Al-Khambashi met with Mundhir Basalama, Executive Director of Core Insight Consulting, and Majid Al-Haj, Yemen Country Director for Yemen Aid, in the presence of Hadramaut Coast Agriculture Office Director Abdullah Al-Thani. The meeting focused on ways to improve agricultural production and marketing in Hadramaut and other governorates. Discussions also addressed challenges facing farmers and measures to strengthen value chains for onions, dates, honey, and palm products, while identifying priority interventions. Al-Khambashi emphasized the importance of improving agriculture quality and productivity to meet both export requirements and domestic market demand, while calling for closer cooperation between the government institutions and development partners to support sustainable agricultural growth.
Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Shaya Az-Zindani chaired a cabinet meeting in Aden to review political, military, security, economic and service developments alongside the latest Houthi escalation and what the government described as Iranian violations of Yemen's sovereignty. The cabinet reviewed progress on government priorities, including financial, administrative, and institutional reforms, measures to strengthen economic stability, improve essential services, particularly electricity, and ensure the regular payment of public sector salaries. Ministers strongly condemned the recent direct Iranian flight to Sana'a airport, describing it as violation of Yemen's sovereignty, international law, and United Nations Security Council resolutions, and called for a stronger international response, including tighter measures against Iranian support networks and Houthi financing and arms smuggling. The cabinet reaffirmed its full support for the position of the Presidential Leadership Council and pledged to pursue political, diplomatic, and legal measures to protect Yemen's sovereignty and its authority over national airspace and ports. The meeting also reviewed the military situation, praising the readiness of the armed forces, security services, national resistance, and other military formation for repelling Houthi attacks and maintaining security in liberated areas. The cabinet approved the formation of a high committee for institutional reform, chaired by the Prime Minister, to oversee the comprehensive state reform program aimed at improving governance, efficiency, and financial sustainability. Ministers also approved Yemen's multi-sector nutrition action plan for 2025-2030, endorsed several cooperation agreements in youth, civil aviation and development, and reviewed progress in linking the central bank branch in Marib with the bank's headquarters in Aden as part of broader financial reforms.
Defense Minister and Chairman of the Supreme Security Committee, Lieutenant General Tahir Al-Uqaili, chaired a meeting in Aden to review the latest security and military developments across the country. The meeting discussed the security situation in various governorates and measures to strengthen coordination between the military and security institutions. Members stressed the need to accelerate the activation of Joint Military and Security Operation Room to unify efforts and improve operational response to emerging challenges. The committee also discussed the landing of an aircraft linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard at Sana'a airport, describing the incident as a blatant violation of Yemen's sovereignty and further evidence of continued Iranian support for the Houthi militia. The committee warned that continued international inaction over such violations would pose wider regional and international security risks. The meeting reaffirmed the armed forces' readiness to respond decisively to the hostile Houthi activities and called for maintaining the highest levels of vigilance and combat preparedness across all military and security units. The committee also praised the armed forces for repelling Houthi attacks on multiple fronts, commending their high level of readiness and determination to defend Yemen's security and stability.
Interior Minister Major General Ibrahim Haidan met with U.S. Embassy Security Attaché David Schott and Legal Attaché Karen Chasen to discuss strengthened bilateral security cooperation. The meeting focused on enhancing joint efforts in counterterrorism, training and qualifying Interior Ministry personnel, and supporting the operational capabilities of the Coast Guard to improve its readiness and effectiveness. During the meeting attended by Interior Ministry Inspector General Major General Dr. Fayez Ghallab, Minister Haidan reviewed the Ministry's efforts to strengthen security and stability. He highlighted the recent achievements by security agencies in pursuing and arresting terrorist elements, criminal cells, and outlaws. The Minister stressed the importance of continued coordination with the international partners to enhance the capabilities of security institutions and improve their effectiveness in combating terrorism and organized crime. For his part, U.S. Security Attaché David Schott reaffirmed his country's commitment to strengthen security cooperation with Yemen's Interior Ministry and continuing support for capacity building, training, and professional development programs aimed at reinforcing security and stability.
Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Fisheries, represented by the National Livestock Research Center and in partnership with Nasser College of Agricultural Sciences, held talks in Aden with representatives of the World Bank and the International Finance Corporation to design a project supporting Yemen's dairy value chain and livestock production. The meeting reviewed the project's preliminary concept and proposed components focusing on improving local livestock breeds, enhancing animal production, nutrition and veterinary health, and developing milk collection, processing and marketing systems. Participants also discussed utilizing national academic research expertise in implementing the project. The proposed initiative is expected to target 5 governorates: Aden, Lahj, Abiyan, Adala and Taiz. Discussions also focused on mechanisms for involving the private sector in key project components, including livestock breeding improvement, investment in milk collection and processing centers, technology transfer, and sustainable partnership models. Officials said the project aims to strengthen the economic viability of the livestock sector while ensuring long-term sustainability.
For generations, Yemen's tribes have been more than a social institution. They have served as a pillar of national identity, unity, and resilience. Since the outbreak of the conflict, tribal communities have played a vital role in supporting the popular resistance, protecting civilians, and preserving social cohesion in the face of mounting challenges. More details in the following report.
For centuries, Yemen's tribal system has stood as the cornerstone of the nation's social fabric, playing a pivotal role in preserving Yemen's national identity while serving as the steadfast pillar of the state throughout its history. From the very first day of the coup launched by the Iran-backed Houthi terrorist militia, Yemen's tribes emerged as the backbone of the popular resistance against the militia's project. From Marib to Ib, Al-Dali', Al-Bayda', Hajjah, Al-Jawf, and beyond, tribal communities defended their land, dignity, and values throughout every valuable means, bearing arms when necessary while remaining firmly committed to their deeply rooted traditions, customs, and national principles. The tribe's contribution extended far beyond the battlefield. They opened their communities to IDPs families, provided safe refuge for those fleeing conflict, safeguarded social cohesion, and played a leading role in countering extremist ideologies and the sectarian agenda that the Houthi militia has sought to impose in Yemen. At the same time, the Houthis have persistently sought to undermine Yemen's tribal structure by targeting tribal communities, their leaders, in an effort to erase their historic national role. Yet, the tribe's enduring national consciousness and deep-rooted sense of belonging have made them one of the strongest obstacles to Houthis' project across the country. Today, they remain resilient, united, and firmly prepared to confront challenges ahead, resisting the militia's attempt to impose its agendas through force, intimidation, and terrorism in areas under its control.
That was the news bulletin from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Thank you for watching and have a good time.
Have a good time.